Welcome, students, to the Happy Prince Part 3. So, after having read the story, we have discovered that this story has got many themes, right? So, the first theme of the story is that outward beauty is nothing, it is just a show. The real beauties are love and sacrifices. The second theme is that love and sacrifice are two saving forces. The third theme is that there is great gap between the rich and the poor, the rulers and the masses. And another thing which is death and immortality. So the death of a happy prince who emerged to see the bad things in his town, and the fact that when he dies his heart can't be destroyed because his love and care of the town may never die. Then there is ignorance. The royals ignored the problems beyond their rich lives. So they didn't have time to think about others. So the statue, when the happy prince is alive, he lives in a palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. He lives a life of happiness. However, when he dies, his courtiers set his statue on a tall column. The statue of the happy prince sees all the misery of the city. He weeps when he sees people in trouble. He wants to help them. A swallow stays at the feet of the statue of the happy prince for the night. On happy prince's request, he prolongs his stay and helps the poor with the ruby and the sapphires. When the happy prince cannot see anymore, the swallow decides to stay with the happy prince forever. He helps the people. Thus this prince helps the people with the gold covering of the happy prince. At the end he dies frost. The heart of the happy prince also breaks. So once the mayor and town councillors pass by the stature of the happy prince, they are shocked to see it without rubies, sapphires and gold covering. So it looks ugly without them. They pull it down and decide to make another statue. The heart of the happy prince not melt in the furnace, and the workers throw it on the dust heap where the dead swallow is already lying. An angel comes and takes both the heart and the dead swallow to God as two precious things. The major characters, that is the happy prince, the protagonist, the happy prince, once a sheltered prince who led a life of pleasure, he was turned into a gilded statue upon his death and placed upon a pedestal overlooking his town. So he is described as exceedingly beautiful with golden skin, sapphires for eyes, and a ruby on his sword hilt. Although his external beauty impresses everyone around him, he sees that beauty as only skin deep. His true worth lies in his compassion for his townspeople and his willingness to sacrifice for them. The happy prince suffers, however, due to his sympathy for all of the misery he can see from his high perch. The happiness of this name is thus ironic, as the prince describes having only experienced a false happiness in his previous life of pleasure, when he was ignorant of the true misery surrounding him. So, the prince is ultimately a Christ like figure looking over humanity and sacrificing his life to alleviate their pain. Descriptions of the prince also allude to classical understandings of wisdom and mentorship. The figure of the prince, with his eloquent rhetoric and affinity for morally upstanding behavior, represents classical Greek and Roman ideals. In particular, the relationship that he develops with the younger swallow alludes to classical mentor relation or mentor and mentee relationships. Then comes our another protagonist of the story, the swallow. Swallow is a bird en route to Egypt, on the way to Egypt for the winter. His trip is initially delayed due to his temporary passion for a reed, foreshadowing to the thematic importance of love in this story. Although he wants to join his companions in the sunny land of Egypt, he begins to love the happy prince and remains in the town to help him deliver jewels and gold to townspeople in need. Although not as selfless as the happy prince, he repeatedly emphasizes his desire to live and enjoy all of the beautiful things abroad. The swallow comes to love the prince and understand the value of doing good. So there is a metamorphosis you will experience or we experience. The swallow comes to love the prince and understand the value of doing good in the mentor and mentee relationship developed between the pair. The swallow plays the role of a younger mentee who needs to be set on the right track at the start. He expresses trepidation at delaying his own pleasure for others. Speaking in the context of the typical Victorian ideals, Wilde criticizes throughout the story. However, his love for the prince helps him grow and proves that moral behavior can be learned. In the end, the swallow makes the ultimate sacrifice out of love because the prince goes blind after giving away his sapphire eyes. The swallow decides to stay by his side forever, even though he knows that remaining through the winter will mean certain death. This sacrifice ultimately lands him a place in paradise for eternity, reinforcing the story's moral that anyone can change and choose to do good instead of acting selfishly. We have already discussed the summary of the story. Now let us understand its plot. We have the exposition here. Once lived a prince who had lived his life devoid of sorrows of any kind. Then we have the rising action. There were many miseries, but the prince could not do anything as he stood in the form of statue helpless. Swallow became his messenger to help the people. Then you have the climax there. The statue lost its beauty without the precious stones or jewels. Swallow died because of extreme weather. The statue was melted down and other things. Then there is a falling action. God asked the angel to find them. And what was the resolution? The angel brought back the swallow and the lead heart of the happy prince. Now the swallow could sing in the paradise garden forever, and the prince stays in praise. So I hope you all have understood. So the story, The Happy Prince, we can understand that it is one of the finest short stories by Oscar Wilde, which wherein he criticizes the insensitivity, selfishness, and shallow thinking of men. According to him, worldly pleasures can give only temporary happiness. The happy prince realized the futility of the belief after his death. Good actions, charity, and compassion bring enduring peace and happiness, and those who try to reduce the misery of others are truly religious. God loves those who love others. This is the main theme of the Happy Prince. And the moral of the story is very significant. Through this story, the author, has tried to show that worldly glory and riches do not bring happiness and peace of mind, for that good works and pious deeds are essential things. And it tells us that men should try to help the poor and the needy. The title of the story, as we have already understood, is apt. It is justified and highly appropriate. Generally, a rich and powerful person is considered happy, but here the story writer shows that real happiness lies in good deeds and noble actions. After the death, the protagonist comes to know the reality. Actually, he becomes happy after death. Thus, the title Happy Prince is appropriate. So, in short, The Happy Prince is a very fine and very moving short story. Here, the author has shown his genius. The style of the story is marked by dialogues, and he has used too many similes. So, that's it from my side. Bye then.